Huh. So I just got to know about the Toastmaster Club and what is it all about. Well, about my credentials, I'm still a student pursuing my master's in defense and strategic studies from Central University of Gujarat. And about my other activities, I'm 4 times national level player in MMA and karate, and I have represented Gujarat at various levels. Uh, that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your introduction. I assure you, you will have a great time with us. Moving to Toastmaster Himanshu, please introduce yourself so that everyone can know better about you.
Hi, nothing much to speak. Toastmaster, I'm ex-Toastmaster Himanshu. I'm from my home club is Kanpur Toastmasters Club. Amit and I have been communicating a long time over various platforms, and it's good to interact with all of you today. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Once again, I will ask Toastmaster Priti Pathak so that everyone can learn just by your introduction only.
Hi, everybody. I'm somebody who doesn't know much, but I'm a kind of balloon which is filled of air, and everybody has puffed a lot of air in me. Over the last 8 years, I have been a regular student in Toastmasters, but a bad one because I'm regularly irregular also in the meetings. But I've been very, very fortunate to meet mentors and members across different clubs and in my own home club in Ahmedabad Toastmasters also. And I'm truly very inspired. People keep on asking me that I am an international trainer, global trainer. I have been somebody who was on radio as an RJ. I was on television as an anchor and a lead anchor. And still, why do you come to Toastmasters? And this was all before I came to Toastmasters. So, my one answer that I give them and what I want to introduce to the guests here, especially, is that Toastmasters is an organization which can offer you a lot more than what you already know. It's worth rediscovering yourself by going and setting your reset button. So, I come to reset myself every week, every time I get an opportunity to forget everything that I know and rediscover myself by seeing my performance from different angles that others contribute in my learning journey. And it has been a splendid journey. And the fact that I've been connected ever since I joined speaks that I truly believe in the power of Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Preeti, and thank you very much for sharing the nuggets of wisdom about Toastmasters. And we will try to match your expectation in this meeting. All right, moving to Toastmaster Himanshu, please share a brief about yourself. Oh, sorry, we have already covered that. Okay, let's move to Prakriti Dangi. Can you please unmute yourself? Prakriti Dangi, are you guest or a Toastmaster? Can you hear us? All right, let's move to Hari. Guest Hari, can you please unmute yourself? All right, let's move to the meeting structure. An ideal Toastmaster meeting is divided into three segments. First segment is called prepared speech segment, where speakers prepare their speeches as per projects and pathways. But today we don't have any prepared speeches. We will have a special educational session on how to craft speeches. Second, table topic session. The most exciting part of any Toastmaster meeting, where you will be given one topic and you have to speak by thinking on your feet. You will not be given extra time to structure your thought. And the purpose is very clear that you have to use the noodles of your brain and you have to just bring all the creativity that is already in abundance. All right. Third segment is called general evaluation, the soul of Toastmasters meeting. In the terms of Tiger Woods, it doesn't matter who you are or where you are, you can always be better, and that's the exciting part of the life. So, with this, I will hand over the stage to our general evaluator, and she is one of the founder members of this Matrix Toastmasters Club. She is always full of beans, very creative personality, very passionate, affluent, fearless, and a charismatic speaker. Toastmaster Priyanka, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amit, for that wonderful introduction. I am the general evaluator for today's session, where we will be taking notes in one session, we will be learning so much, and in the second session, the topic session, we'll be having a lot of fun, and we'll have fun with learning today, which will make this session a conducive session for all our learners joined here today. With any further ado, I'd like to move forward with my team who has come here with me to help me analyze each and every aspect of this meeting. So I'll begin with the team, which is the tag team, the team called Timer. The Timer today is someone who is a very enthusiastic and passionate Toastmaster. He is in financial accounting and he has recently taken up a job with JP Morgan. He is none other than Toastmaster Vinay, who is also the area director of Ep-1. Please put your hands together for the timer of today.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priyanka, and a very good afternoon to everybody. And I hope you're having an amazing Sunday. And let's have some fun with learning on this Sunday with Matrix Toastmasters Club. And I will be playing the role of a timer, wherein my job is to evaluate on the basis of your timings what you are doing, because timing is something which is one of the key aspects of Toastmaster, where we learn how to manage our time. And that is what I will be doing it, and I will be keeping a record of each one who is going to speak today. And I will be also mentioning my report during the evaluation segment. So for the speaker, since we do not have speaker, but still a regular speech is timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Since we have our very keynote speaker today, so we have overall time of 30 minutes for Toastmaster Himanshu, wherein at 20 minutes I will be mentioning in the chat box as a green. Then on 25 minutes, it will be yellow, and 30 minutes, it will be red. And 30 minutes includes his Q&A session and the speech. The table topic segment will have 1 to 2 minutes of time for each speaker. At 1 minute, I will be showing as green. I will be at 1 minute 30 seconds, it will be yellow. And at 2 minutes, it will be red. For all the evaluations, which includes tag team and the general evaluation, it is not the general evaluation, but definitely the tag team will have 2 to 3 minutes of time to submit their report. At 2 minutes, I will be showing the green, 2 minutes 30 seconds, it will be yellow, and at 3 minutes, it will be red. Once you see the red in the chat box, you have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech or conclude to do not get disqualified. Well, I will be submit my report when called upon. Over to you,
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vinay, for that comprehensive rule setting on the timing. Now moving on to the R counter of today's meeting. The R counter is someone who has joined Matrix Toastmasters recently. It's a very passionate Toastmaster when it comes to speaking. It's an already polished piece of speaker, and we're looking forward to him making impact through Matrix Toastmasters. Please help me welcome the R counter of today's
Hi, thank you, Priyanka, for such a great introduction. Good evening, everyone. Today, I'll be taking a role of a counter, and as a counter, I will take a note of repetitive words like I, and, so, well, and filler words like Whenever we use filler words or repetitive or overused word, the flow of speech get distracted, and which can make any conversation less impressive. So that is why we should all try and refrain from using overused word. In short, the lesser, the better. And we all can learn this proficiency by frequently speaking and analyzing the report given by the counter in every meeting. So, and today I'll be giving that report. Over to you, Toastmaster Priyanka. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vivek. Now moving on to the grammarian. The grammarian of today is again a budding Toastmaster who is working with ISRO, and I now welcome him to set the grammar rules for today. Let us welcome Toastmaster Pradeep as the grammarian of today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka. Hello, everyone. Hope everybody is doing good. My today's role is grammarian of the day. It's a very important role as grammar is very important part of any language because it is the basic structure on which any language is built, written, understood, and communicated. So proper understanding of grammar plays an important role in developing your communication skill, whether it's verbal or written. So as a grammarian, my role would be to listen each of the presenter carefully, and I will be noting down their usage, language usage of the language, the parts of the speech. Take note of any misuse of the English words or any noun words, etc. And at the end, I will be presenting each and everybody's usage of the grammar. As a grammarian, my role is to present today's word of the day and also the phrase of the day. So today's word of the day is eclectic. Eclectic is a kind of adjective. It's a property of someone or something which is having diverse or the versatile nature. For example, Elon Musk is having very eclectic ideas in cutting edge technologies. For example, our Toastmaster is also this Matrix Toastmaster Club is also a eclectic bunch of people across the city or fields. And today's phrase of the day is beat around the bush. So basically, when we avoid saying what exactly we mean or you mean, then we call it beat around the bush. For example, hey, stop beating around the bush, come straight to the point. So I request each speaker to use word of the day as well as phrase of the day. Having said that, I will hand over this stage to again Toastmaster Priyanka. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pradeep. With that, I am very proud that my team, the tag team, has come together and set the ground rules for today's meeting. Now we will be moving on towards the most important part of today's session. And that part is the special education session on how to craft a speech. For that, we have an amazing, marvelous trainer today. The trainer is a Toastmaster from 6 years from Kanpur Toastmasters Club and has been a winner at the division level for the evaluation speech contest and the international speech contest. Let us, with most warmth and the best applauses, welcome Toastmaster Himanshu Avasthi for his speech on how to craft a speech.
Right. Thank you, Priyanka. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Perfect. Great. Thank you for that warm introduction. And okay, so let's get straight into the basics of anatomy of a speech. Please understand that a speech is made up of two components. One is your content. Second is your delivery. In today's session, I'll be focusing majorly on content because delivery requires altogether a different approach, and probably it is individual to individual variation that you need to take into account. So before I get into the content part of it, what do you exactly mean by delivery? Your body language, your vocal variety, your pauses, your stage usage, your use of props. These are few indicators as to how you're going to deliver the speech. And what is it when I say it's a content? Well, content consists of 5 things. A, your speech title. B, your start or the opening. C, your body. D, conclusion. And finally, the thread that runs all through the language that you use. Let's analyze now, one by one, what exactly happens with each category and how that impacts your speech. Speech title. You heard my speech title, right? Even before I was announced on the stage, you had heard my speech title. And was it clear with the speech title that what is the speaker going to speak about?
Yes, it was.
Yes. So That's the importance of speech title. Your speech title is to be crisp, clear, and it should give a fair idea about what the speaker is going to speak about in his entire speech, because that preps the audience to go on expected lines. Okay, this is what the speech is going to be. Let me give you another example. If you heard the speech title as Tame Thy Fear, what do you think the speaker is going to speak about?
Fear and the courage to overcome it.
You overcome your fear. Good, right? Anybody else? Anybody else wants to take a take?
Personal experiences of phobias.
Right. Fair enough. Fair enough. So agree. So you see, you heard the speech title, Tame Thy Fear. You knew, okay, this is going to be about phobia, fear, something on those lines. And you are ready to hear what you have to offer. Of course, this is not sacrosanct. You can surprise the audience as well. Let me give you an interesting example. In one of my evaluation contests, the speech title was Django Unchained. Can you guess what the speech would be about?
Slavery.
Sorry?
Slavery.
Okay. Anybody else?
No idea.
Something to do with blood or red. I don't know.
Okay. Right. Anybody else?
Or maybe about Leonardo DiCaprio's acting skills.
Yeah, good. Nice. Now, for those who are not aware of the phrase, Django Unchained is a Quentin Tarantino movie starring Leonardo DiCaprio also. But the speech was about a person who had a cat called Django and what mess it created after it was left unchained in the house all alone by itself. Okay. So that was a pleasant surprise. When I heard the topic Django Unchained, I was like, okay, yes, nice. It's about movie or it will be about slavery, bloodshed, all that. But the speaker came in and, completely took us by surprise and said, okay, Django Unchained, Django is my cat. So you can have a speech title which clears the audience as to what you're going to speak, or you can have a surprise element attached to it. It's okay, both ways. But you cannot have a speech title like CC 3.0. Any idea what this is going to be speaking? What the speaker is going to speak about when the speech title is CC 3.0?
Maybe the Toastmasters competent communications speech with the first version or second version.
No, it wasn't. I'll not put you further misery. It was my speech title in my ISC contest at the division level, and it meant courage and conviction, third generation. All right. So yes, it was a bad idea of a speech title, and if you need any further evidence that how important speech title is, this is it, CC 3.0. And one of the reasons that I probably couldn't win was this: the audience couldn't understand what does CC 3.0 mean. Okay, so keep that in mind. Your speech title is the first thing that the audience hears about you. And once you are about to deliver your speech, ensure that your speech title speaks clearly as to what you're going to offer. Okay, so far so good. Next on the slot is your opening. Now, the Usain Bolt was once asked that in his entire racing career, what is the toughest thing that he has to do? And his reply was simple. He said, getting off the blocks. He said, if I get off the blocks quickly, that means I have a head start, and that means I'll be always positive for the race and I'll probably finish the race on top position. But if I do not get off the blocks quickly, probably I'll struggle and probably I'll not be able to win the race. And that is the same thing true with your speech opening. The first 90 seconds of a speech are very, very crucial. If you do not connect with the audience in the first 90 seconds, chances are pretty high that you will not be cutting much ice with them. So once you're making that opening, whatever format of opening you want to use, you may use a rhetorical question. How many of you have committed a mistake but never admitted to doing one? That's a rhetorical question. Or how many of you plan to travel abroad? It's a rhetorical question, but that connects with the audience. And then go about it. Or you can start with a quote. Shakespeare once said, what's in a name? A name, rose by any other name would still smell the same. So that's a quote by William Shakespeare, and then you can begin with a famous quote, or you can start with a famous line or a couplet or a poem. When I gave my introduction, I used a poem and started my introduction. Hawa hu basanti hawa hu. So that is my way of translating that. I'm like a wind. I'll keep traveling here, there, and everywhere. So entirely up to you how you want to make that introduction. But that introduction has to be crisp, clear, and it should connect with the audience. You cannot beat around the bush when you are making the introduction. It has to be very specific. It has to lay into what you're going to speak, and you should sound at that time that as if you know the everything about the topic and that you are a master at it, because that is the first connect you will have with the speaker, with the audience, and probably the best impression would make a good start for you. Also, they say that well begun is half done. In speech world, definitely well begun is almost 3/4 of a time done. You start a speech well, everything else will fall in place. If you fumble at the beginning, your confidence takes a low. You probably are not very comfortable, and then you probably may not deliver at the same height what you otherwise would have. So keep in mind that you're going to make a start with the head start with your speech style, and make it as comfortable you are, but make it very crisp. So your speech starter is announced, you have made a crisp opening, and now here comes the body, the main part, the examples that you are going to give. Uh, Keep in mind that the examples should be relevant to your topic, and it should give a pretty clear idea as to what you want to convey. For example, let me say that if I want to talk about good speakers, I probably will take the example of our late Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, but probably will not talk about our ex-Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, right? Choose your examples very carefully, and choose your examples which showcase beautifully that what you want to convey. You can choose a personal example of yourself and give an example to the audience that, okay, this is what I did, and this was the trouble, and this is how I overcame it. Your call. You can choose an example of a famous person. Say you want to talk about struggle, you can talk about Nelson Mandela and his struggle, or Dashrath Manji and his struggle of 22 years trying to make a road through a mountain. You can choose anyone's example and give it. It's up to you. Just keep in mind that when you give a personal example, the audience connects with it more and appreciates it more. Many a times as a speaker, we think if we talk about our own self, it will be much like blowing our own trumpet, but it's not. If it's a genuine example where you showcase that you had a problem and you found a solution and overcame it, trust me, you gain a lot more appreciation and a lot more acceptance from the audience than by sharing an example of a well-known celebrity, because then the audience feels, yes, he's one amongst us, and connects with it rather than connecting more with a celebrity. So keep in mind, it's up to you whichever example you want to give, but your example should stick to your point, and it should make a very good impression about what you want to convey. Also keep in mind that while you might be a expert on a topic, everybody may not have the same liking for this topic. I'll give you an example again from my own mistake. I was giving a speech on how people turn around the situation when there is back against the wall. And I gave them the example of how Rahul Dravid and VVS Laxman went on to score that amazing victory in Eden Gardens against Australia. Now, I'm a cricket aficionado, no doubt about it, but not everybody in the audience is. And I think I got carried away talking about the pitch, the conditions, the bowlers, umpire, everybody. So much so that probably the audience was a bit confused as to what exactly I want to convey. And that is a major mistake that many of the times we have made, that in our desire to speak a lot about the topic that we know, we might overburden the audience with a plethora of information. Please keep in mind that you have 5 to 7 minutes majorly for a speech. So your example, while it should conclusively demonstrate your point, it may not be so overloaded with information that the audience loses the plot throughout because you're constantly bombarding him with information. So please make a fine balance between the two, that how much you want to convey, or if I put it more accurately, what should you convey so that your idea gets conveyed, yet it does not go overboard. So that balance as a speaker, you will have to maintain. I have a question for you, and I'll let me ask this question before I venture ahead. If I talk about batsmen who have a fear of short pitch bowling, what is the example that would come to your mind? Anybody?
You're talking about the recent ones or the old ones?
Any, we can go from as back as Don Bradman. No issues.
Can you please repeat, Himanshu?
Give me an example of a batsman who had a fear of short pitch bowling.
Saurabh Ganguly.
Okay, good. Yes, just keep this thought in your mind. I'll come back to this when I end my session. Good example, right? Others, good. Anybody else who wants to take an example?
Sachin Tendulkar.
I think it was Suresh Raina was one of them.
Suresh Raina also, right? Yeah. Graham Hick, Michael Bevan, there are so many, but fair enough. Just keep these answers in your mind and I'll come back to you at the end. So you have delivered your examples, and by this time it's almost 5 minutes past. Your green card is up and you're almost through with your 5 minute 30 seconds. And you're about to make a conclusion. Your conclusion or your ending is like a plane landing. You cannot rush it because that would sound abrupt and the audience would not be able to, accept it as a good ending. It cannot be easy going and way too time taking. Otherwise, you will go over time. Keep in mind that you have 7 minute slot with a 30 seconds grace period. And you would hate to lose on a contest because you went 7:31. And trust me, time flies, especially after the red card is up. You start feeling, okay, I need to finish this off quickly. I need to end this as soon as possible. So you have to make that proper adjustment in your speech where you are landing it perfectly. And one of the things that you need to do when you are ending your speech is you sum up all the things that you talked about. You may use an acronym in one of the speeches, which was titled End the Era. Era stood for envy, revenge, and anger. Okay, so I said end the era. So I said that envy, revenge, and anger, how harmful are they for you? So I mentioned that, and then I ended that. That was one way of doing it. Or you can conclude by saying these are the critical points that you need to focus, or you can call for action. So when you go back, what are you going to do about it? It's up to you, the way you want to close it. But ensure that it's a proper closure. It is not a rushed ending. You see the time and you say, okay, I think my time is up. Thank you for hearing me out. That won't cut much ice with the audience again. It will that's not timed very well. So keep your ending very, very smooth and ensure that it's a proper experience for the audience to absorb what you had to offer. But the key thing that needs to be kept in mind, and I cannot emphasize on this, is you end with ensuring that the central message of your speech is properly understood by the audience. What I mean by central message, one critical message that you want the audience to take after hearing you for 5 to 7 minutes. Whatever that message is, even before you start writing your speech, think of that critical message that you want to deliver to the audience. Do you want to, whatever that message you want to say, you want to talk about anger, fear, whatever, success, failure, what is the key message that you want the audience to take after hearing your speech of 5 to 7 minutes? Until and unless that central message is clear to you, do not go about writing a speech. Because, say, for example, if I'm talking about fear, there are a lot of eclectic ideas that will come to my mind because of the plethora of examples that I have in my mind. And I'll keep writing and I'll keep discarding them. No, this is not right. This is correct. This is more better. This is better. Sorry. Because my key central message is not clear. But if I say I'll talk about the people should know about different kind of phobias, then I know Okay, I'll talk about pinia phobia. I'll talk about different kind of phobias that are existing in the world. Makes my job more easier. One of the biggest mistake that we as a speaker do is we do not probably take much time to think about that central message that you want to deliver and start straight away writing a script. You may want to do it once that, okay, this is the key message that I want the audience to have, and then start writing your script and say, okay, how will this message get conveyed? And accordingly, your examples will come into picture. So you'll build that base, and then you will make that building. So that is in nutshell about your ending. So you made a proper opening with a speech title, then you went to the good crisp opening and talked about the topic. You were right into the topic. You gave your examples to prove the point, or you sum up to say what you had to offer. You then went about concluding it by summarizing the points that you had mentioned it in whichever format you feel you're comfortable, and then you end it and hand the stage back over to the TMOD or the person who's a contest master. Okay. Now, before I call it a close, let me tell you one thing which is common to both content and delivery. This is audience awareness. You need to be aware about what your audience wants, and accordingly, you will have to script your messages. And now let me come back to that question of name one player whom you think had a fear of short pitch bowling. I too gave the same answer, Saurav Ganguly. And I said, Saurav Ganguly, the god of offside, but he had this fear of short pitch bowling, and look where his career ended. Again, it was from the Tame That Fear speech. All went well. The only trouble was I gave this speech in West Bengal. And trust me, I had real trouble defending myself because some section of the audience thought that I had chosen this example particularly to demean their favorite local boy, while I had chosen the example so that it could connect more. See, you see the difference? I asked you, and one of you said Saurav Ganguly, which is very natural. Yes, his career was lost because of that fear of short pitch bowling. But keep the audience into mind when you craft an example. Otherwise, you might land in hot waters. So that being said, I think this is all I had to offer to you today for how to write a script. I think we have time good enough to answer a few questions, and the podium is all open.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Himanshu. We have another 5 minutes to take up some questions and have a quick chit chat session. So can we have any questions? If somebody has...
Yeah, I like to answer. I like to ask the question actually.
Right.
Like Himanshu, or I don't know, but perhaps what with me actually, you see, I know the theory, I know the points, what to keep in mind, but when come to execution, it's become really difficult for me personally. So what do you suggest? Only practice, or just get on the pitch and just play, or what do you suggest?
Practice. I'll not even, I'm not bragging about it. You had called me almost 7 to 10 days before about this session, and I think I had around 7 to 8 dress rehearsals for giving this kind of a speech. So and that goes for every speech of mine. You need to practice. Without practice, it doesn't happen, it doesn't work. Keep practicing and it will improve. Yes, you might goof up still, but the chances of you losing out on the speech is less if you practice more. Practice is the only answer.
Right. Thanks.
I just need to add on this, if I may. Well, just talking about, if many of you might be knowing Aaron Beverly, he one of the champion of 2019. The wonderful speech, and everything was on the Indian culture of that hiding the shoes of a groom. So in one of his speech, I was there. I got that opportunity to see him, and he told that to prepare for the championship speech altogether, deliver in front of the whole international level, he almost practiced it for 1,000 times before delivering it, actually. So this is what a champion does. I mean, he practiced it almost every day and for almost 1,000 times, and then he became the champion, just for the knowledge.
Agreed. Quite true.
Yeah, Himanshu, I have one question. Let's
Sure,
say
please
for
go.
the body part, how many examples you will recommend that okay, 2 examples, 3 examples, 1 example? What do you think? What should be the ideal way to build a story?
See, 2 examples are good enough. If you have small examples, maybe 3, but never more than 3. Two examples are good enough to illustrate your point. Audience will lap up easily. But the moment you go beyond 2, it becomes it is difficult for the audience to remember. B, when you are concluding, you will have more points to talk about. So which will be difficult for you too. So as a speaker, you also have to conclude accurately. So 2 examples are more than enough to make your point, whichever example that you want to give. And in my case, if you ask me, tame thy fear, one example was Saurav Ganguly, the other was of a buffalo. The buffalo weighs almost 4 times than the lion, yet the lion chases the buffalo. Why? Because the buffalo is scared of the lion. So wild buffalo I was referring to. So 2 examples, good enough. They'll make your point. Easily they can make your point.
Okay.
I have a question. May I?
Yeah, please.
How do you choose the topic of your speech?
How do I choose the topic of my speech? I like to keep it simple. Like in this case, the topic was easy. Let's craft a speech. To each his own. I believe some people have amazing spirit when they choose a topic, and they make really good line out of it. But most importantly, you should be comfortable with your speech title. I generally like to keep a speech title which I can use at the end. So end your era, ladies and gentlemen. So end your era was my speech title, and I ended my speech with the same line, end your era. So, again, it's individual variation, but a speech title again should communicate what you're going to speak about, or it should have a genuine surprise. But it should be catchy. It cannot be too long.
So
Today
my
I'll talk
question is not more about the wording of the title, but the subject of the speech. How do you choose a
about.
subject of your speech?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry, maybe I
Yeah,
misphrased it.
I'm sorry. So, how do you choose the subject of your speech? That's a personal choice. What are you comfortable talking about? If you ask me, I'm comfortable talking about sports any given day, or mythology any given day, and probably I'll choose these 2 areas I'm comfortable in. As it is, the taboo topics take out a lot of topics out of equation. So then you are left with talking about your personal challenges that you have faced. So I think these are my areas where I will discuss. Before you decide on what to speak, feel what you're comfortable speaking about. So unless you're comfortable speaking about a topic, chances are pretty high you will not be able to deliver a masterclass. You need to be comfortable that, okay, yeah, I can talk about this at length, and I can handle this, and I can make it interesting. So you'll have to do it. You have to do a personal introspection. Somebody might give a very good speech on any given topic. For example, cooking. One of the speakers gave us excellent speech on how to cook a cake, plum cake. And I was like, okay, I can't do this because I have no idea about cooking. Okay, so again, it's a personal choice.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Himanshu, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
All right. So, so I believe whenever I come on the stage to give a speech, it is for the audience. It's not for me, right? And I should respect the time. Having said that, what happens is there are 2 kinds of audiences. One who are brutally honest and they will say, okay, I'm going, I don't want to listen to you. But the people by whom we are surrounded with are disciplined. So what happens is when we started speaking about any story, any speech that we have in mind, audience will have the same reaction, they'll be listening to you like this. And this happens in two situations. Either they are actually not getting out of it, like they are actually not getting anything out of it, or they are actually moving and visualizing your own story. Correct.
Right.
Now, how do you differentiate that in what phase they are in?
Ask questions. If you remember, I interacted with you people, and I think I asked a lot of questions. This is one of the most efficient ways of connecting with the audience and knowing whether they are on the same track as you. Ask a question or two. In today's speech, had I not asked a question, it wouldn't have mattered. Went on, delivered, talked about the topics and finished it off. But if you ask the questions, you get the vibe back that, okay, yes, they are connecting with me or not. So this is, and you know, most of us are poker faced. Like, you do not know what is happening in the
Correct.
mindset. But
Yes.
if you ask questions and or you build a story, or if you crack humor, and if you see people smile, what I do is even in online mode, fine, you cannot turn your microphone on for obvious reasons, but I do ask some of the people to keep their video on, and I can see their facial expressions. If I'm cracking a joke and if they are smiling, I think I'm making sense to them, and then you probably take it in the right spirit. Of course, you know, you cannot interact with 100% of the audience. There will always be an audience who says, sorry, this is not my cup of tea, I'm not interested. But that being said, you'll always have, you keep the video on for some of the people and see what their reaction is, and accordingly you can, you know, change your pitch or go in the same direction. So it's up to you.
Now, Himanshu, you are very right. Like, I usually do that. I have like many ways to, you know, test the audience whether they are with me or not, and even if they are not, there are many ways to, you know, bring them on in between. But this is only possible in case of if you are hosting or something, when you are delivering a prepared speech.
Right.
That is not the case. Correct.
So
Second,
in that case, I'm sorry.
before you answer, I
Please,
have one more
I'm sorry.
question. As you said, you can use humor in between. That I use a lot while I'm hosting. I try. People don't laugh. That's a different story. But what happens is, uh, apart from humorous speech, in humorous speech you get the feedback, because at every 30 seconds you have a joke, you have a punchline, and people will laugh. And if they will not, you know that either joke is very bad or they are not with you in the story. But there are other emotions other than humor,
Right.
wherein there is an intense emotion. You are explaining some, you know, some sad event or some amused kind of emotion that is there in the mind. At that point of time, they will have that poker face again, or they will be like, so I don't know how to judge that body language. I know either of these two, like three, either they are yawning, or they are sitting in a poker face, or they are laughing.
Okay, right. What I think my timer is telling me to, you know, cut down on the chit chat. I'll answer this question and end my session. In case you're delivering a speech, use two devices. Keep the camera on, you know, on the camera mode or other devices, so you can see what others' reaction is, and deliver your speech. So you can have two simultaneous devices, a laptop and a phone. That probably will allow you, the portrait mode, to see what is the reaction of others, and that should help you out. Because if it's an intense emotion, even then the reaction will come. It will be either be of shock, or the audience will do something like that if it's that intense an emotion. So alternatively, you can ask people to hear your speech offline and see what reaction is coming across, and then you can take that as a parameter and connect. Okay.
May I add my 2 cents here?
Yeah, sure, please.
So one of the things that I feel is, out of my experience, is that we become too much dependent on people's response. And in the given situation, when we are going online, most of the contests, people are asked to keep their videos off. So even if you want to get that reaction, you would not. So probably the best tip, according to me, is that don't expect reactions. You, while you rehearse, anticipate it. Don't expect, just anticipate. This is the place when I will get the laughs. This is the place when people will get entertained. You can't see them, but you, when you're saying it, say it with a great sense of entertainment, of believing that people are with you and they're smiling and they're laughing. I know you're smiling. I know you got it right, or something like that. So I'm sure they're going to be with you, because when you have that in your mind that they're smiling and they're with you, you get that extra edge of confidence which you need to perform on an online kind of screen. That might help you in these days, coming days.
Agreed. True. That should work. Yes, that should work. Right. I think my time is over. The timer is showing me all the red signs, so I'll call it time for. Thank you for listening to me so patiently. I hope it answered your questions. Over to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Himanshu. It has been a wonderful session, as they say. And as you repeated the rhetorical question, well begun is half done. And we have come across for almost half the session. And before we move any forward, I'd like to just give a token of appreciation from Matrix Toastmasters side to you. And let me share my screen. Master Himanshu, here is a token of our appreciation for giving us this training and enlightening us on how to craft a speech and putting together all your experiences for the upliftment of speakers, budding speakers like us. It has been a wonderful time hearing you and would love to hear you time and again. Thank you so much for being here. I'd request someone to please take a snapshot if they can. Yes, let me just.
Yeah, sure.
Have we taken the snapshot? Or shall I? Okay, I think the snapshot has been taken. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Himanshu. Now we'll move on to the fun section after such a heavy learning session that we had. Now the fun section is the table topic session where you speak your mind, feel from your heart, and just let the words flow. And for that session to take place, we have a very avid table topic master who is a table topic maniac. He is a 25-year-old South Indian who waits for any table topic session to just take place that he can go and give his thoughts away because he is a free-flowing form of energy and he loves to present himself that way. Welcoming Toastmaster Aditya as the table topic master for today's session. Toastmaster Aditya, the stage is yours.
Thank you for that lovely introduction, Toastmaster Priyanka. Hi, everybody. Hi, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I welcome you all to the table topic section, or I should rather say, a table topic marathon. So we are 10 people in the meeting. I want all 9 participants to participate in table topic. You ask me why? Spontaneity and impromptu speaking skills is the most important aspect a leader should have. Tell me why. Why are impromptu speaking skills important? Anyone from the audience?
To sail over the interview section of job.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Anyone else? Toastmaster Pradeep?
I think it gives you the opportunity to speak to your heart, to the audience, and that is important while speaking, to connect to the audience. And when you, I think, attempt impromptu speech, that becomes stronger.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, most of the conversations we have in our personal life and professional life are spontaneous. Most of the decisions are not prepared, and most of the arguments we present are spontaneous. So we have to be very good at spontaneity so that we don't go back to our home and regret while having our shower. So let's go ahead and practice table topics. Let me give you a table topic tip before we start this. Table topics are about attitude, the attitude you show. Therefore, focus more on your feelings and not on your knowledge. Majority of us, when we present an impromptu speech, we focus on the knowledge we have. So we get intimidated, we go blank at times. But always focus on your feelings, your opinion, your behavior, and that will give you more content. Number two, whenever you get a table topic, take at least 5 to 10 seconds to organize your thoughts because your brain has an eclectic set of thoughts and it needs at least 5 to 10 seconds to organize them and present in an effective manner. Today we have a table topic marathon and therefore we don't have one but three formats for table topic, three different themes. And let me begin my first theme. My first theme for the day is what will you do if? I will give you a hypothetical situation and you'll have to tell me what will you do if you face that situation. For example, if I tell you, what will you do if you become the Prime Minister of India? So you'll have to state your remarks. Timing guidelines are as follows. Every table topic speaker or every member or every guest will speak for a minimum 1 minute. I will show the timer will show you the green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and a red card at 2 minutes. So let's go forward. I want my first table topic speaker. Who is there? Who's ready to join? Let's have a Toastmaster first. So we have a demonstration ready. Anyone? I'm not able to see a raise of hands. Raise of hands, raise of hands. Toastmaster Vinay, would you like to go ahead? Yeah, I'm sorry. Toastmaster Pradeep, would you like to go ahead?
Okay.
So your topic is Toastmaster Pradeep. What will you do if you get an opportunity to have a coffee with a celebrity? What will you do if you get an opportunity to have a coffee with a celebrity, Toastmaster Pradeep?
Okay. If that celebrity is my favorite celebrity, say, for example, he is a chess grandmaster, Viswanathan Anand, I would be thrilled with joy. I certainly would like to have a coffee with him and discuss about how he became the first grandmaster of India. And I would like to know how he memorizes all the openings. Actually, it is said that Viswanathan Anand has a great memory and he can memorize, I think, numerous lakhs of opening moves in the chess simultaneously. He can play, I think, simultaneous games with maybe 50, 60, 100 persons, and he will remember each and every move. So I will ask how he sharpens his memory, and I would like to ask how he practices. Basically, being a grandmaster requires a lot of practice and a lot of efforts to be on the top. So he was there, I think, for more than a decade at the top of the chess arena. So I would like to know many things about his concentration, his focus, his memory, his planning, game planning, and all. Because chess is similar to the game of life, and if you master the game of chess, you are master of everything. So I can learn a lot by having a cup of coffee with Viswanathan Anand. Thank you.
Wow, that was a fantastic table topics. I really liked how you brought who's your favorite celebrity, what you will talk, how, where, when. I think that is how you attend a very good table topic. Let's go to our next speaker, our next table topic speaker.
Yeah, I like to take.
Yeah, let's have Toastmaster Umang on virtual stage.
Yes.
Toastmaster Umang, your topic is, if you get an opportunity to go back in time, where will you go? If you get an opportunity to go back in time, where will you go? Toastmaster Umang.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Aditya, for such a good topic. If I want to go back to time, of course, perhaps for all common that they want to go back to a childhood, or perhaps I also like to go back to in my child time. Let's say like between age like say 10 to 15. That's where we have no sort of any stress, no guideline, no nothing, I can say, and enjoy the life fulfill. And perhaps what I again go back and learn in the current time to just enjoy the time as we all enjoy in our childhood. So I personally want to go back to a time in my childhood, and then I can enjoy what I can play, whatever all the people, perhaps I think perhaps everyone like to go back in their childhood. So what they did, what they eat, play, friends, everything, it's really, really, the good in sense in the childhood times. So yeah, I would like to go back to in my childhood time, and I like to enjoy. Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Aditya.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Umang. I would also like to go back to my childhood because the best part about childhood was that I didn't have to pay my bills. Going to the next table topic speaker. Let's have a guest. Shall we have a guest Ayush? I have a table topic ready for you. Do you like to go forward? Guest Ayush.
Actually, sir, there was a little bit disturbance in your voice. Can you just repeat it?
Yeah, I haven't stated the topic yet. Like, let's go forward. And your topic is, Toastmaster Ayush, if you get to choose between staying healthy and staying wealthy, what will you choose? If you get to choose between staying healthy and staying wealthy, which one would you choose? Guest Ayush.
Sir, according to my opinion, I would like to take the middle path of it between staying healthy and staying wealthy. Well, with a better mind and better body, I can just regenerate my sources of income and better financial condition. Whereas if my health is not in the feasible position, and no matter I just earn millions and millions of dollars, I would not be able to enjoy that luxury of having very good amount of money in my bank account. So, in my opinion, I would like to have a healthier mind, because nowadays there are many youngsters who are just going through the depression mode of their lifestyle, which is not very acceptable for some 16-year-old, 17-year-old boys. So I would like to just first focus on the mental health and then the physical health, and then I would think about how to make better money as compared to the given skill set that I have. Uh, Currently, I can't think more over this. So that's all from my side.
Very well spoken. You spoke till green, and I'm really proud of you, guest Ayush. Let's move on to the next table topic speaker. A guest. Let's have a guest. Guest Anirban. Would you like to go forward?
Yes, sure. I would give it a try.
Yeah. Would you like to switch on your video?
Just a minute.
Yeah, sure. Take your time.
Yeah. Sorry, I was not ready for this.
No problem. No problem. That's how spontaneity works.
Right.
Guest Anirban. If you
Yes.
get to have a superpower, what will it be? If you get to have a superpower, what will it be? Guest Anirban.
Well, if I am talking about a superpower, I would definitely like to be invincible at any point in time. So remembering like one of my best movies, which I used to watch again and again, would be Mr. India, way back during my school time. So something of that sort would definitely give me an edge to reach to people at times of disappointment, and maybe get the best out of that person at times of disappointment. Maybe make the state rejoiceful. And yes, there are other added benefits as well. So we all know that being invincible will give us that due advantage to reach to places where we would get an added platform where we can we can put forward any kind of service wherever required. So yeah, that is one thing I would like to do.
Thank you, guest Anirban. You actually added a humanitarian dimension to your topic, and I hope you bring invincibility to Matrix as well. Looking forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Now
Thank you.
let's change the theme for table topics. Let's get to an interesting theme. And I would like to call this theme Round Robins. It is a very popular theme that happens in Toastmasters Table Topic Marathon. And I'll be needing 4 Toastmasters for this theme. A quick raise of hands, please. Let's have Toastmaster Vinay for sure. Yes. Toastmaster Priyanka. Toastmaster Himanshu. Yeah, sure. It's going to be a tussle between the champions. Fourth. Let's have Toastmaster Amit. Fantastic. So let me spotlight you. I want all 4 to be spotlighted before I explain the rules.
So the timing will be okay. Please let me know because I'm a timer as well.
It's fine. I will manage the timing because I'll have to. I'll explain the timing rules in the.
Okay, so I am out of the timing.
Yeah, you're out of the timer responsibility as of now. Okay. So these are the. I really want the guests and the other spectators to pay attention because it is going to be really entertaining. It is full of fun. So we are allotted 4 numbers to 4 Toastmasters. Speaker number 1 is Toastmaster Himanshu. Speaker number 2, Toastmaster Amit. Speaker number 3, Toastmaster Vinay. And speaker number 4, Toastmaster Priyanka. I give a topic to Toastmaster Himanshu. Toastmaster Himanshu speaks on that topic for 30 seconds only. Okay. As you reach 30 seconds, the last word of your speech becomes a topic to speaker number 2. And the chain follows. Interesting? So yeah, I get to decide
what. So how many rounds it will be? Just to know.
We'll have 2 rounds. So you'll have to speak twice. First Toastmaster Himanshu, then Toastmaster Amit, Toastmaster Vinay.
And do we have to connect the speech of the previous speaker, or we can?
Yes. For example, Toastmaster Himanshu speaks on my life, and he ends with trouble. Trouble becomes a speech title for Toastmaster Amit. Make sense? So let me switch on the timer. Toastmaster Himanshu, your speech title is Happiness, Toastmaster Himanshu.
You are in your blanket warm and cozy, and your better half makes that masala tea for you and says, have a big hot cup of tea. Bliss, absolute happiness. Or you meet your son after a long time, and the way he hugs you, that tight hug, that's an absolute happiness moment. That is so clear to you. Wow.
Toastmaster Amit, moment, Toastmaster Amit. You're on mute.
Yes.
Moment. We should enjoy each and every moment of our lives, irrespective of the situations, irrespective of the problems and obstacles in our life. And Himanshu told that he will attend the meeting and his wife will bring 1 kadak chai. But my wife is attending Toastmaster meeting in some different room. How can I have the same luxury? Oh my God.
Toastmaster Vinay, luxury, Toastmaster Vinay.
Well, luxury is something which is not, I'll call it as a monetary luxury. I'll call it that the way we have been having the speech right now from Himanshu and Amit, that I am lying on my bed. I have nothing to do. Secondly, I am getting all the food. The rain is there is a spring rain going around. I get my pakoras, I get my tea, coffee, whatever I need. And nothing I have to do, just I have to order it. There is no monetary thing I have to do, but that's called a luxury altogether.
Toastmaster Priyanka, monetary, Toastmaster Priyanka.
I am sitting in a cafe And the monetary benefit that I'm having from here is only having a Toastmasters meeting for which I am paying. In the peak of COVID, I have been given the responsibility. Oh my God, I cannot decide if I have to laugh or I have to speak. Or probably the fun of being in a table topic, monetizing the fun, is the fact that I can laugh at what the other people in the round robin have already spoken. And I think
Toastmaster Himanshu, round robin, Toastmaster Himanshu. You're on mute.
Round robin formats are tough. Yeah, I remember watching matches in the World Cup, and especially the last match when the results of two games simultaneously will decide which team will go ahead, which team will not, and it's a pulsating encounter. You want to win big, and you also want the other results to go in your favor. That's the beauty of round robin system, where everybody faces everybody, and then probably the best team go through. But if you look at IPL, the number 4 slot, it's always a struggle. It's not generally the team on the 4th spot gets 14 points, but there are 2 or 3 teams that are on the same 14 points, and the run rate is the one that matters the most.
Stop. Toastmaster Amit, run rate, Toastmaster Amit.
See, we should run rate. We should not much bothered about it. We should think about the steadiness. If we will think much about the run rate, how fast we are approaching or how slow we are going, then we will not enjoy the game. Enjoyment will only happen when you will totally absorb what is going on. And right now, I'm not thinking about whether I'm going too fast or I'm going too slow. I'm just thinking whether I'm connecting with the audience or not, whether I'm just thinking whether my message is getting across or not. I am not thinking about the run rate. I'm not thinking about the success or failure. I'm thinking just
Toastmaster Vinay, success, Toastmaster Vinay.
What a coincidence. My Toastmaster of the Day topic was today was a success and failure. So anything what you do in your life, even if you are planning for cricket, you have to succeed, and that is how you always grow in your life. It's not always that you have to wait for that 4th position to just fight for it. If you are planning from the beginning and you're succeeding from the beginning, the way we have Chennai, the way we have Mumbai team, they always succeed in the beginning itself, and then the struggle is less. So always be prepared for succeeding in your life, take the experience, and always grow from that. That is what I think has to be a better
Toastmaster
way.
Priyanka, think, Toastmaster Priyanka.
To think is to be, and I feel that if I don't think, I cannot be. I'll become a robot with artificial intelligence if I don't think, because all I will do is compute. And that is why being a part of human, it is my duty to process my emotions, to process the practicality of human life, and to think about it. And I feel that thinking and feeling go hand in hand as a part of being human and as a part of being in this round robin, because I had to control my anxiety by thinking that I will do well and rev up my excitement by feeling that this is going really, really well. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aditya. Over to the table topic master.
And that was an amazing round robin. So nice, so thrilling. Did you enjoy?
Oh my
Did
God.
you enjoy
Wonderful.
participating in round robins? I'm sure round robins are always fun. Now let's have the same setup with the guests. Let's see how the guests take it. Shall we have the guests and the new Toastmasters as well?
Yes.
Yeah, please add
Who's
me.
ready? Who's ready? A raise of hands?
Toastmaster Aditya, Toastmaster Salish will take part now.
Yeah, sure. Let me unspotlight you all.
Yeah, I am also.
Sure. I'm adding.
Can I go twice?
Okay, the third speaker, who's ready? Yeah, let's
Pradeep,
have Toastmaster Pradeep and Toastmaster Vivek. Yes. One more.
Aditya, you are calculating the time here as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Same. Because I'll have to, switch between. Okay. So again, let's allocate numbers. Toastmaster Shailesh is speaker number 1. Toastmaster Umang is speaker number 2. Toastmaster Pradeep is speaker number 3. And Toastmaster Vivek is speaker number 4. Fine. Toastmaster Shailesh, Toastmaster Umang, Toastmaster Pradeep, and Toastmaster Vivek, and back to Toastmaster Shailesh. So let's go forward. Toastmaster Shailesh, your topic is COVID. COVID, Toastmaster Shailesh.
COVID, a pandemic. We all know that the COVID is spread all over the world. China has, spread the, people are saying that China has spread the COVID all over the world. And due to COVID, we are meeting online. Especially this club was chartered to be on offline meeting, but because of COVID, we are meeting online. So
Stop. Toastmaster Umang. Online Toastmaster Umang. You're on mute.
Thank you, Aditya. Thank you, Aditya. Online is a really good way that we are enjoying now. I'm sitting at home and we all are at our own place and enjoying the meeting. Perhaps it's only possible per day one, but all people, perhaps I know, they're attending 2 or 3 meetings and giving their 100%. So thanks to COVID that at least we're connected via online and hopefully soon offline. So
it's Toastmaster Pradeep, offline, Toastmaster Pradeep.
Yeah, offline means facing each other face to face. Offline means having connected physically with each other. So that gives a real pleasure of communication, conversation, or in fact, I would like to say public speaking. When we are real in front of the crowd, this gives a real sense of, the confidence. When you are online, the confidence you can manage, but when you are offline, the amount of confidence you get while you are speaking.
Toastmaster Vivek, confidence, Toastmaster Vivek.
Kind of confidence that you get when you are able to speak in front of n number of people is mesmerizing. And the confidence is the key. I think if you want to get excel in life, the first and foremost important thing is confidence. And the second and most important thing is the attitude. They both work, they both go parallel in a way. Like in every aspect of life, you'll be needing a confidence. And
stop. Life. Toastmaster Shailesh. Life, Toastmaster Shailesh.
Life is having their own rights to enjoy their own life. Nobody is supposed to do something they don't like. Or God has given, according to my opinion, if God has given you one life, then guys, enjoy your life, do whatever you want to do. That's it from my side.
Stop. Toastmaster Umang, want Toastmaster Umang.
I want to see this meeting offline as soon as possible. That's what I want, or perhaps all the members want, to see the meeting offline, back to normal, back to new normal, back to with a new perhaps new version of COVID, and that's what I want, and that's what perhaps all want, to be a back to normal life, back to new normal life, and see the how things move further. So I want that our meeting come offline, and then we can meet and we can greet everyone, and we can have a cup of tea at the end of meeting after one. That's what I want.
Cup of tea, Toastmaster Pradeep, cup of tea.
Yeah, cup of tea brings freshness to your hectic schedule, whether you are in office, whether you are in a family gathering, whenever we are there. Cup of coffee breaks the chain of monotonous life, monotonous way. So cup of tea brings the joy, brings togetherness also. When you have friends and you have cup of coffee, you can enjoy a lot. You can enjoy the moment and you can have all the fun. So the cup of tea basically brings you a lot of memories also. We can share with the friends, family, or anyone with us. And also cup of tea in a roadside stall gives a
Toastmaster
lot of
Vivek, roadside Toastmaster Vivek.
Please come again.
Toastmaster Vivek, roadside Toastmaster Vivek.
There was a time when we all were, when I was in school or college, I used to hang out with my friend at the roadside, and the kind of feeling, the kind of vibe that you get when you are having a place, when you are having a walk on a roadside along with your friends at the evening, you can't explain in words. And that kind of time I wish that we can get as soon as possible, because in this tough time, when you are not asked to go out of your home because of this pandemic, I'm eagerly waiting that when we'll get that time so that we can walk out with our friends in a regular fashion.
Yeah, clap, clap, clap. That was a fantastic table topic. Again, I'm so proud of you all. You did it so amazingly. Now we have 4 more people left. Guest Anirban. We have Ayush and Himanshu. I want to give you an option. Would you like to go for round robins or for a separate theme? Any of you can answer. Do you like to go forward with the same theme or a different theme? Anirban,
Different theme, different
theme, yeah.
Fine, sure. Let's go ahead. Let's have 3 more table topics on a different theme. Before that, let me remove the spotlight. Okay. So the name of this table topic theme is all about proverbs. I'll be giving you a proverb that is commonly used in daily lives, and you'll have to speak on that proverb for 1 to 2 minutes. Let's go forward. And so let's have Himanshu. Sorry. Yeah, you can go forward. Let's go forward with Himanshu. Toastmaster Himanshu. Toastmaster Himanshu. Time heals all wounds. Time heals all wounds. Toastmaster Himanshu.
Completely agreed. I give time to any pain area. Eventually, you will come out of it. Yeah. Yes, no matter how tragic a loss you have had, you'll eventually come out of it. Yes, it is painful. Ask me. Yesterday India lost to South Africa 2-1, a series that we should have won 3-0. Painful. It's utterly painful. How can we lose? I mean, the loss hurts. You don't mind losing to a better team, but you do mind losing to a team which is not as good as you are. And we should have won probably 3-0. But over a period of time, I'll be okay with it and I'll move on. Yes, it takes a lot of conscious effort to accept it. Many a times we block our emotions with it, and that's the worst thing we can do. If there is a pain, admit to it. There's no harm admitting pain. How many times I've heard people say this, that boys don't cry? We do. There's no denial of that. Cry if you want to, because that's an expression of your emotion, and then you are dealing with that chapter and moving on. Otherwise, that baggage continues with you all throughout your life. Time allows you that process. No matter what one, you've been cheated by somebody, your partner cheated on you, or whatever the situation, it will, if you allow time, eventually it will heal you. Yes, the scar will be there, but you will be able to bear that scar and say, okay, yes, this was a part of my life at one point of time, but this does not impact me anymore. I've moved on and I'm willing to trust people again, or I'm willing to try again. Otherwise, you will end up being a nutcase if you don't allow that. So give proper time to things. Things will cool down, and eventually you will be as easygoing as you want it to be. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Himanshu. I think that was another education session by you, because it was very profound and heart touching. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's go for another guest. I think Nirali has joined. Let's have a table topic from. Let's go with Anirban. I think Anirban can. Yeah. Guest Anirban.
Yes.
Yes. And your topic is very commonly used. Guest Anirban, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Guest Anirban.
Okay, no better person to talk about that because I myself am a doctor. So, but to start with, there is this proverb been into use since quite long. The ideology behind this was that if you eat healthy, then probably there is no requirement of getting into physician's door. So I would definitely like to concentrate on today's generation's way of eating, because we've been forgetting the old age normality of having raw foods, rather than we are substituting the raw food or our raw diet into a very refined process. So over a period of time, we could see that there have been various companies who provide us with these over the counter food technologies. Like, you have various branded foods like McDonald's, or let's say KFC. But what it has done over time is that it has increased the amount of refined sugars in our diet. And mind you, the refined sugars been really causing like it is hampering the effects in probably all systems over the body. So as a physician, as a doctor, I would definitely recommend that you go back to your previous lifestyle choices of eating raw vegetables and raw fruits, which would add the more fibers into your diet and probably help in all those natural processes which our body does or takes place in a day-to-day life. Thank you.
That was an amazing speech. I didn't intend to give you this topic. I would never do that too after the pandemic. I don't want to keep any doctor away. Let's go. Let's have Nirali. Toastmaster Nirali, are you there? Okay, Nirali isn't here. Let's have a topic from Ayush, a speech by Ayush. The last table topic.
Ayush already had one. Want to give it again? That's okay. Okay.
We have,
Sorry, I got you.
because we have very few numbers, we can have a few repetitions. I'm just asking, would you like to go forward, Ayush?
No, sir, let's leave it here.
Okay, fine, fine. I think that's all for today. Let's meet again. Thank you for this. Thank you for letting me facilitate this beautiful table topic session. I had so much fun as much you did. Over to you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Priyanka.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aditya, for that wonderful, wonderful table topic session. I completely enjoyed it, and it was a lively time for me to think on the feet and speak on the topics that you're given. They were extremely easy, keeping in mind our guests. And we also had Toastmasters who took part, so it was a wonderful session. Now, moving on to the evaluation section, and as we call it in Toastmasters, the breakfast of the champions. Because as they say, when you feed on evaluations, you become better with time. And that is what I am here to serve you with. At evening, I'm going to serve you the breakfast, and you're going to become the champion. So before I give the evaluation of the entire meeting, I'd like to invite the team, the Herculean team that is making my job easier today by analyzing aspects of the meeting in their own way. So first, we'll move on with the grammarian. And for the grammarian's report, I'd like to invite Toastmaster Pradeep. Toastmaster Pradeep, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka. Actually, the role of grammarian is tough, I guess, because the grammar used by speakers, which I noticed, Himanshu, Aditya, Anirban, and Vinay and Priyanka. I could notice the grammar of these speakers only. But I would like to give Himanshu a big round of applause for using word of the day as well as phrase of the day. He was the only person who used both of the word and phrase of the day. So big round of applause to Toastmaster Himanshu. Toastmaster Aditya also used one word of the day, I think once. So I think again kudos to Aditya. In Umang's speech, I could notice that childhood. I think he told time of childhood. He could have told that in the childhood or something like that. Anirban's Anirban's talk, I could not make the differentiate between invincible or invisible. What he wanted, because he referred to Mr. India, so I thought it's invisible or invincible. I couldn't differentiate. How can he clarify the thing? And I think Priyanka also, in the speech of the Priyanka, I could see some of the good words like uh, monetizing the fun, process the practicality and all, and also use some of the phrases like hand in hand and all. Himanshu also used some of the I think very new words like plethora, nutshell, and cut the ice, etc. So I think it was really good to hear Himanshu. Thank you from my side. Over to you, Priyanka ma'am.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pradeep. Please call me Priyanka, Toastmaster
Oh,
Priyanka.
sorry, Toastmaster Priyanka.
Yeah. Now moving forward with the R counters report, I'd like to invite Toastmaster Vivek for the report.
Thank you. I would like to share a screen. I'm unable to, but
yes, now you're unable.
Yeah, so here I am with my report. Toastmaster Shailesh Sharma used a 2 times and so 5 times. Presiding officer Amit Nandan used so 3 times and several times. Toastmaster Priyanka used 4 times, so 1 time and 5 times. Toastmaster Vivek, okay, I'm unable to count my other words, but I'm sure that I've used and several times. Let's get back to the other person, Toastmaster Pradeep. He has used more than several times. So were 2 times, like 1 time, and several times, and used a statement like I like quite some time. Toastmaster Aditya used only 2 times, and so only 1 time. Toastmaster Umang used 2 times, so 2 times, like 2 times, and several times. And he has also used statement like several times. Toastmaster Vinay Jain has used like only 2 times and word one only 1 time. Now let's come to the today's guest, Ayush. He has used more than 5 times. And Preeti Pathak, I suppose she has left. She has used only 1 time. And guest Ariban, he has used several times, 2 times, so 3 times, and he has used word several times. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vivek, for that crisp report. And I love the fact that you used Excel for the same. It was a very crisp and very detail-oriented report. Now, moving on to the timers report, for which I will invite Toastmaster Vinay. Toastmaster Vinay दिख नहीं रहा दिख रहा है हाँ ये रही ओके हाँ मैं आ रही हूँ Toastmaster Vinay, can you take it from here?
Sorry, guys. I had some technical glitch and couldn't speak. So let me submit my report. I'm so sorry that I couldn't time for Toastmaster Vivek's counters report because that was a technical glitch. And I'll go in the sequence way where I'll just share the timing taken by each speaker. Starting with Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Shailesh have taken 7 minutes 20 seconds. Presiding officer Toastmaster Amit had taken 8 minutes and 57 seconds. General Evaluator Toastmaster Priyanka during the introduction have taken 1 minute and 1 second. Timer, as in me, during the introduction, I have taken 1 minute and 51 seconds. A counter, Toastmaster Vivek had taken 52 seconds during the introduction. I couldn't time the report for the submission of report because of the technical glitch. I'm so sorry for that. Grammarian Toastmaster Pradeep had taken 2 minutes and 7 seconds during the introduction and 1 minute 39 seconds while submitting the report. Table topic master Toastmaster Aditya overall timing on the stage was 33 minutes. The table topic speakers I'll call up now. The Toastmaster Pradeep had taken 1 minute 31 seconds. Table topic speaker 2, Toastmaster Umang had taken 1 minute 24 seconds. Table topic 3, guest Ayush had taken 1 minute and 1 second. Guest table topic 4, guest Dr. Aniban had taken 1 minute and 8 seconds. Table topic speaker 5, Toastmaster Himanshu had taken 1 minute 59 seconds, and table topic speaker 6, Dr. Aniban had taken 1 minute and 39 seconds. Just a tip for the table topic segment where I've seen many have not even completed 1 minute and 30 seconds. For them, what they can definitely do that at least add a story of your personal life. I mean, that would be very much beneficial so that your content have something to speak about. Because I've seen mostly people have generalized the topic. Instead of that, you can just connect that topic with your personal story, and that will definitely help you at least to complete 2 minutes of time. And this is just a tip from the timer for table topic speaker. That's it. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vinay, for that crisp timers report. I believe that we'll work upon the better usage of time as you've suggested in the end. Thank you for the suggestion. And adding on to that, there are 5 W's that we focus on: what, when, why, where, and how. So if you take a topic and you think in those sense, then it'll lead on to different content coming to your head and you can focus on that. So with that, we've come to the tag teams report, and I'll be moving on to the general evaluation. But before that, I'm posting the link for the best table topic speakers, and we'll be contesting in 2 sections. One will be for the Toastmasters and one will be for the guests. So was I audible? Please go ahead and use the link to vote for the best table topic speaker. Now I will move on to the general evaluators report. The work of the general evaluator becomes nil to negligent when such speakers of such cadre come over to visit our club. Having Toastmaster Himanshu give the educational session on how to craft a speech was a wonderful value addition to all of us, because he started with title, introduction, body, conclusion, and weaving it by language. The various instances that he gave from his personal experience with crafting a speech, with delivering it, be it the example where he said how to state a story of struggle, personal example versus Nelson Mandela, or be it end the era, envy, revenge, anger. Every single statement, every single mantra that he gave was a stroke of success in itself. And I think that this recording is going to be one of the most viewed recordings of all times when it comes to Matrix Toastmasters. Thank you, Toastmaster Himanshu. We are highly...
Toastmaster Priyanka, I'm sorry, I think there is a bit of an error with the polling, because a guest Ayush and also Toastmaster Himanshu is not included.
They're included in the next slide.
Okay, I'm sorry, let me check.
Thank you so much. Okay, so Toastmaster Himanshu, we are highly indebted for that educational session. It is a Toastmasters big heart that they collect all their experiences, put in so much time to bring it all together and then deliver it. The sheer amount of hard work that you put to bring it all together in 25 minutes was awesome. Thank you so much. We're going to remember it with wholehearted gratitude for a very long time. Moving on to the table topic marathon. In the table topic marathon, I think Toastmaster Aditya actually made us stand from our seats and be excited with a hip hip hooray in our hearts, because the topics that he had were not only easy but also put everybody's imagination to work. Be it Toastmaster Pradeep being questioned on what, the celebrity he would love to have coffee with, to Toastmaster Pradeep's answer. He wants to have coffee with Vishwanathan Anand. That's a very rare celebrity people want to have coffee with. But for a person who comes from the cadre of ISRO, obviously that was not very unexpected. I just wish that you would smile at the thought of Vishwanathan Anand, as much happiness you had in your heart while talking about him. The value that you feel about Vishwanathan Anand was definitely visible from the content that you had. I just wish that you could show it on your face as well. Going on to Toastmaster Umang is a very fun and frolicky person. I have been in continuous communication with him, and that is visible from his attempt in table topics. The only value addition to hearing as an audience would be if you could lift up the camera to your eye level and give the content with full face delivery, so that we are able to receive it with as much love as you give it away. Guest Ayush, I was very happy that you attempted. It was a very well attempted topic, and I loved how you took the diplomat's path of being in between, being staying healthy and staying wealthy. I think that is what the current generation and the current world demands. Not taking a side, not picking a side, being a jack of all trades and being better at it, so that you excel at being the jack of all trades instead of being the master of one. Moving on to guest Anirban, I was confused whether you wanted to be invincible or invisible, because you wanted to be Mr. India. Anyway, that would have been the same, because had you been invisible, you would have been invincible. And it was your superpower in the table topic as well. You were invincible. Nobody could beat you at it. I was very amazed at the round robin, because the topics were very easy and the content that came from all the Toastmasters was also very nice. Everybody was mandated to speak for a time, and we had a very wonderful time listening to all the speakers, especially the second round robin. Coming to Toastmaster Sailesh, Toastmaster Umang, Toastmaster Pradeep, and Toastmaster Vivek, you guys stole my heart. The topics were COVID, online, offline, confidence, roadside, life, and such simple topics and such profound content. I feel contented to have attended this round robin session. Moving on to the last two topics, Toastmaster Himanshu and guest Anirban. I feel that that was a good end to a session that started so well. Thank you for this session. Thank you for attending the session and making it what it was. That brings me to the general evaluators report. I can evaluate myself, but that will require a lot of courage, because I messed up in so many areas today because a lot of things are new for me. But moving on to that, my personal recommendations to me, and I will now move on and give the stage to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Vinay.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priyanka. So I am sharing the stage as the presiding officer with Toastmaster Amit today. Thank you for this honor and opportunity. Well, I hope you all have liked the meeting. It was a different session we kept it today. Reason being that we have so many new members who are completely new to Toastmaster, and we wanted them to understand how the speech are being crafted, how they can write their script, and they can have it reviewed from their mentors, whoever is assigned to them. And that was the main motive of today's session. And definitely we'll have more of learning sessions, more of the fun session, the way Toastmaster Aditya have kept it today. So you will never feel that the meetings are very monotonous. We'll do our level best as a team, as to make it more entertaining and more engaging, that we have fun with learning. Also, if the club members have any suggestions of how the meeting could be more better or could have a different segment altogether in the one particular meeting, please reach out to Toastmaster Priyanka as a VP Education of the club, and she will definitely address it to the leadership team what we have. and we will definitely make sure that it is being incorporated in any club meeting. Now, let me have few of the feedbacks from the guest and the new club members, how they find today's meeting or what could be better being done. Starting with the guest first, Toastmaster Himanshu, if you could please give your feedback about today's session altogether.
Thanks a lot. Upfront, I'm really happy with the kind of feedback I've got. Really happy. Two things that you can do to improve. A, begin on time. When you say the meeting is at 4, it means it should be at 4. And across the clubs, all good clubs have one thing in common: they begin the meeting on time. You already passed the mandatory time lot, and hasn't changed. It hasn't yet finished, so that's one thing. But I really like the vibe, the culture, and the way you introduce the guests, the way the introduction was done. Very well done. Only one change, that work on the time thing. Otherwise, good.
Thank you so much. So, for Himanshu, definitely I echo with you in that matter, because the time is one of the major discipline what Toastmasters teaches us, and yes, we were quite ahead of time today, and definitely we'll work on this. And it's a request to all the Toastmasters and the new members to be on time on the meeting, at least 5-10 minutes earlier than what we have planned for the meeting. And whoever have taken the role definitely have to be earlier in the meeting, so that there is no panic at the end. So just a humble request. Guest Ayush, if you would like to give your feedback about today's meeting.
Sir, actually, it was absolutely fantastic. Actually, I was just making notes out of whatever the piece of advice, wisdom, and knowledge that Toastmasters were sharing for me, sharing for everyone. Actually, that was just a filter piece of information for me, and just the crux of it was absolutely mind blowing. That what are the anatomy of speech? I have literally made a full page of note from that speech. So it was very much learning for me.
Thank you so much, Ayush, and definitely we appreciate your dedication on what you were doing today and making the notes. Definitely, it will really help you. And keep coming to our meetings, and you will have a lot of things to learn. And we always call that Toastmasters ocean of learning, and the learning, it never stops out here. You have something or the other to learn from every meeting or whatever event you being in Toastmasters. You will learn something or the other.
Absolutely, sir.
You're welcome. Dr. Anirban, if we have your feedback now.
Yes, I would definitely like to add that this is one platform which I was looking for a quite good amount of time, and thankfully I have reached here because you have people from various spheres, and it is such a good platform to meet people from various spheres, and you get to know the experiences, some even personal experiences, while we talk and while we listen. So I think definitely this is heads up for an event which even if it occurs once in a week or twice in a week, it's worth it.
Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful feedback, and definitely we'll make sure that this continues. And we would like to call you a Toastmaster Anirban very soon instead of Dr. Anirban. So hopefully you'll become a member for us and be a part of this journey.
I would like to be called that way.
Yeah. We'll love to. It will be our pleasure. Okay, and do we have anyone who wants to give the feedback? Because we all are the Toastmasters now. Anyone who wants to just add on what we have to discuss, or else we'll go with the results of the polling.
Yeah.
Dinesh, take one feedback from the new Toastmaster.
Okay. With the interest of time, I was just thinking of not keeping it right now, but definitely we'll have it. Okay. Umang, you were saying.
Can I just say one thing? I'm about to launch a poll for best table topic speaker in the cadre of guests.
Okay.
You can take feedback. I request everyone to vote.
Are you sharing in the chat box?
No, I'm launching a Zoom poll.
Okay, no problem. Meantime, Umang, we would like to hear from you.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I actually for the point out Himanshu, I take because I got late and in timer I cannot take the role, so that was like perhaps my fault. So apologies for that. And yeah, next time we as a Toastmaster, as a team, we can keep in mind to be on time. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster, and that's good about you that you accept what happened, and that's completely fine. We understand that there are possibilities sometimes we get late, but that's okay. This is how we learn, and this is how we become more professional while attending them.
Yes.
So it's good about you that you're admitting in front of everyone what happened. So we have a poll, guys. If you can see, there are two guests, Anirban and Ayush. If you have to just vote one of them. Toastmaster Pradeep, if you'd like to give your feedback.
Before that, Toastmaster Vinay, just a small announcement. Co-hosts will not be able to participate in the poll, so co-hosts are requested to send your opinion to Toastmaster Priyanka. Thank you.
Okay. It's just you and Priyanka, the host and co-host. You guys can manage.
Oh my God! So we send it to each other.
Yeah, you guys can send it to each other. So Toastmaster Pradeep, how was your experience today? Something different what we have been experiencing.
Yeah, it was a very wonderful experience. I am just looking forward for the offline sessions because that is what I am really looking forward, because online sessions give a different exposure, but the offline gives the real exposure, which is I think we actually, at least I am looking for that, because that my personal I wish to conquer that phobia.
I completely agree with you on this, Toastmaster Pradeep, and that's the reason if you see right now, Priyanka, she is in that particular location. And today we were just testing that location, how it is working for the people who can be on a hybrid level. Because for the future, we are going to plan the hybrid platform where whoever wants to go in that particular location where Priyanka is right now can attend the meeting from there, and the rest can have it online, because we have to keep in mind the safety of the employees and the Toastmaster and their families. So it's on the willingness and the voluntary approach. If they want to go in-person meeting, they can reach out to the location where Priyanka is, or if they want to attend it online, they can be a part of the way we are right now. So it's completely fine. Okay. I think I have covered up everyone. Toastmaster Vivek, how was your experience? I think you're the last one left.
Yeah, hi. The experience was great. Obviously, the speech given by Himanshu ji was great. He was terrific. I wish I could speak like him someday. And I'm pretty much not satisfied with my performance. I goofed up, but maybe next time. That's all. The experience was good overall. I'm very much satisfied. I'm very much liking it, all the concept used in Toastmaster Club, and looking forward to have a great time. It was.
Absolutely, and don't ever think that you have booked up or anything. It is a part of your learning. It is what you are doing.
Of course.
If you see Toastmaster Himanshu right now, he's been a Toastmaster for 6 years. You're not even a Toastmaster for even 6 months. So there is a difference. You will
obviously
eventually.
See, I'm not comparing. I was wishing.
There is not about comparison. Also, I'm not saying from the comparison point of view. I'm saying the practice make you more better.
Yes.
The 6 years of practice and 6 months of practice will have a difference, right?
Of course.
It's all about practice. Even
it's all about practice. Yes.
Even the Toastmasters.
I'm a true believer of this statement. Practice makes a man perfect. True believer.
Right. Because the Toastmasters who are there for even 10 years still practice. Still they think they have a lot to learn.
Like you said, no, the person who presented his speech in an international event, he practiced for like 1,000 times.
Yes, I'll definitely share that link with you guys, and you just see his speech. His speech was completely on Indian marriage, and he's a foreign guy, a black foreign guy. So the complete culture is different. He was wearing the whole attire of traditional what we have it. Yes, Priyanka.
Can we?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, you have the results.
Yes. Just the best table topic speakers. So I'll just be sharing my screen. Okay. Yes. Just a second.
I was just killing time before the certificates are ready.
So the best table topic speaker of the day goes to Dr. Anirban Chakravarti in the cadre of guests. Thank you, Dr. Anirban, for taking the opportunity to speak up and letting us hear you. We had a great time.
Thank you to the entire club. Yeah,
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Future Toastmaster Anirban.
Thank you so much. And In the Toastmasters, we had the round robin, Toastmaster Himanshu, Toastmaster Vinay, Toastmaster Amit, and me. That was voted as the best round robin. Thank you for organizing this, and thank you for letting us be a part of it. That brings us to the award session today. And I think the biggest award of today is Toastmaster Himanshu's educational session. With that, Toastmaster Vinay, please take over the virtual stage.
All right. With this, we call it a day, and let's say we 1 minute, please.
I'm so sorry, I had some connectivity issue again. I'm so sorry. Well, we meet every Sunday, 4 to 6. We meet at in-person meetings also. The timing, as of now, we have kept it 4 to 6. If we are going to plan to change, we'll definitely let you know. And we also have this online meeting along, so it will be a hybrid platform altogether. Hoping to see all of you in the future meeting. I officially close this meeting right now, and we can have after party, or if anyone wants to have chit chat or networking, feel free to do so. Thanks a lot. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, Himanshu.
Bye.